Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio.
MSD Production.
7 Mile Radio.
And we on.
What's in? What up, though? I'm just dropping
It feels like
What up, Detroit?
we have
Yes.
not been here in forever.
Scoot a little bit to your right, Shay.
I know I ain't been here in a couple weeks.
But we are here.
Yeah, and we miss you.
Oh, miss y'all too.
Hi, Emmett.
We talk every day, so
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. How are ya? Starting with you.
me,
Yes, how are you?
I'm good. Like I was saying earlier,
How was your Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving was beautiful. Pops came through, twin sister came through, nephew came, one of my nieces came. It was a good time. We cooked. You ate good. I know you ate good.
Man, let me tell you, I was going so after I ate. You don't eat that kind of food all year around, and then, when that day comes, you finally eat, and you probably let your body process
Yeah.
it. Like, you just, like...
It definitely took me down.
Piece of that.
Yeah. Wait.
You know, the Lions ruined my Thanksgiving early.
I got one piece left in here.
Damn.
Listen.
You damn goat.
we can.
We gonna split that?
Okay.
How are you?
I'm good.
We gonna split a tablet of gum.
I
That
tried.
little piece
Break a
matter.
gum.
That little piece matter.
Yeah.
It works wonders for some bad
I
breath.
don't want no piece of gum.
I'm good. I'd say the same thing as far as Thanksgiving, man. I had a plate. I was overwhelmed, and my body was overwhelmed too. So we shut all the way down
Mhm,
Yeah.
early.
after my first plate.
Same. I was looking for a nap.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it was a good time.
Yeah, when you are, anytime you around love on Thanksgiving, around family, it's fake love out there too.
Yep.
We ain't had none of them family members around us. You know what I'm saying? That Thanksgiving was a beautiful Thanksgiving. For real.
Yep.
Yeah, and then Mark, how was your Thanksgiving?
Man, it was good.
was
Ate
good.
good,
Ate good.
as usual. Chilled out. Had a peaceful Thanksgiving. Didn't have no drama. So I'm happy about that.
Nice.
That's what it's about for real.
Because it'd be like funerals, weddings, and holidays be bringing out
Boy,
the worst
And you don't know what crowd
in
you're going to
people.
get. You don't know what crowd
you
you're
don't
getting.
know who gonna show up and what they got going on.
All the time.
I don't know, but this Thanksgiving, I don't know, just like morally, like every Thanksgiving, I guess, but this one especially kind of felt different, with all that's going on and shit, and it'd be like, the fuck are we celebrating for real? So I don't know, I just look
Love,
at it.
what we celebrate.
Yeah, family. That's how I see it, because, of course, this land is definitely stolen.
This ain't our shit.
Yeah, this definitely ain't our holiday for real, but I am thankful for the giving, so, and family and the love. Yeah, so it was a good time for me.
Good.
Yeah. So tonight we talking about these elephants,
Yep.
quote unquote, in the room.
Yep. Yep.
Rashida, what's some of these elephants that we talking about tonight?
One is grooming with the, especially in light of the situation with Cassie and Diddy, and just overall, not just overall on this level, because we do see grooming on this level.
Yeah.
Even if you're not in the industry,
It
but
seems like we pick up a new word in media, narcissist, and now it's grooming. Like,
yeah, but grooming been around for some
That's the
for some
scary
years.
part. It's been
Like
around.
it's been around for some years, and I don't think people really realize. And it's to me, it's usually the ones that have bad intentions
Yep.
behind it. It's manipulating. You know what I'm saying? It's selfish. It's devious.
You got no good intentions. I know you don't.
Yeah, so that's one of the things that I wanted to tap into, because I feel like I have been like really engulfed with this Diddy thing and what's been happening with that, and how it impacts how it has impacted the women in the industry. But I can't imagine those that are on our level that aren't known, that have been impacted the same way Cassie was. And we've seen a lot of backlash that happened with that? I think that was from Slim Thug or something like that.
Yeah, he was like, it should be like a time limit on like when you should be able to come out and say something. Like if this
Facts.
shit happened, like I think
believe
he
that.
kind of starts. Yeah, he started speaking on it. I guess after the settlement or whatever, and he was like, you know, it need to be a time frame on, you know, when you could speak out and, you know, try
I'ma
to go after
stop you
some
here. I
money.
don't believe
Statute
that.
of limitations.
I don't
Yes,
believe that.
yeah,
You
yeah.
abuse somebody,
But
bro.
there are no statute of limitations
Come on, man.
on
Shouldn't be,
sexual
yeah.
assault.
Hell no, you know that shit was wrong when you did it.
Yeah.
You
Brother
mad now
Love.
that I've built up some
Tried to-
confidence to speak on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, bro, come out with it. Come out the woodwork.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
it happened
yeah.
to you for real, like,
Yep.
And then let's not, you know, negate from the fact, because I think that needless to say though, but there are women out here who seek personal financial gain from defamation
guy.
of character.
Yeah.
Too. So, you know, like that makes that walk, that line so fine, you know, between do I say something, do I not, you know, people not gonna believe me and it's gonna look that like that. But yeah, grooming is something definitely very real in the industry. But before we jump into these pool of topics, we definitely gonna be discussing whoopings tonight because
they gotta get their ass whooped.
I ran across a post that asked, you know, did we feel growing up if getting a whooping was traumatizing? Did it work? Was there a different way that, you know, we could have been disciplined other than whooping? Was, you know, so I think that we should dive into that because
That's fair.
I've gotten my ass whooped growing up where when I think back, I'm like, damn, it didn't warrant all that now, you know.
I think it did. I think it did.
He said, I think it did.
Yeah,
my
but
ass whooping
but-
was bad. Like,
Yeah, my ass whoopings was bad too, but I feel like
I
did
got-
it stop me from doing what I was doing?
No.
At that point, you know what I'm
It
saying?
didn't.
Like at that point, it get to a point like then what?
But it did put a fear in you, though.
yeah.
It did.
You
put
were
a fear that
selective on the
it
shit you did.
You
Yes.
right. You're right.
fucking up
But
doing
let's
all
not
kinds
get
of
into it.
shit.
I got slicker at the shit that I
we
did
just
too.
learning from learning.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep. So
And we also, on the other side of that, because now they have it where the law is involved where you can't even discipline your kid.
yeah.
So that's why we see too it slowed down where you don't see we into the gentle parenting, and it's nothing wrong.
Soft parenting.
I mean, we started,
Yeah, it's
it
nothing
started
wrong with
like,
that.
I'm a few years older than y'all, so I don't know if y'all remember it was a part of this era when the teachers could discipline the kids.
Yep.
I
I got a
remember
parent.
that.
No,
Right, right.
but that's that when I was in kindergarten.
So yeah, that was
Wow.
right in that era, right?
Can't
so
say
now,
I've ever experienced that.
So now, when they stop allowing the teachers to discipline the kids in school,
Mm-hmm.
right after that, that's when CPS came around, right? And that was the parents being disciplined for disciplining the kids.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
called the child corporal school corporal punishment was explicitly prohibited in 1936.
Oh, okay.
In 1972, an 1891 law that gave parents some right to use corporal punishment of their children was removed from the Constitution of Assault in the Penal Code, which made corporal punishment of children unlawful and punishable as assault.
And my uncle still had his paddle at Auntie Terry.
Paddle
Was
with
it-
the holes in
Love.
it.
That what?
Paddle
That
with the
wooden
holes in
paddle.
it.
God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what the teachers had. Yeah.
I was like, damn, like the fact that somebody
did.
else was able to discipline your child. I don't know how I feel
In
about
my-
know
that.
about now.
kindergarten
Niggas
teacher
is
didn't
crazy
care.
now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you know
See,
what?
but
The
back-
village though, back
Yeah,
then
back
it was.
then,
yeah.
back then people had a different
Mindset on
different
the
morals,
yeah.
different
Yeah.
standards. Like it wasn't these wasn't teachers that were coming to school beating the kids based off stuff that
You
they
getting
went
on my
through.
nerves,
right,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They didn't come to school mad and just beating the kids. It was really warranted a lot of the times. You know what I mean? These kids needed to be disciplined. You know what I mean? Just like they need to be nowadays. But the difference is we have now career teachers. It's just there for a paycheck. They're
Yeah.
not really caring about the quality of the product of the kids.
And they was
that
never
they're
getting
producing.
paid good enough to even do the job. You know
Back
what I'm
then,
saying?
yeah.
Even now.
And that was the thing. Like it was the teachers back then. They cared. They were more passionate about what it is they were doing. They
Yeah.
weren't doing it just for a paycheck.
And they literally doing
You know
it for a
what I mean?
paycheck.
So now they don't care about your kid. They'll whoop the kid ass just because I'm just trying to get home and get to the rest of my day. I'm having a bad day today.
No, you can't.
So now,
we had to stop
yeah.
it.
Yeah, because Cassie be coming to me like, Mom, I think Mrs. Cross had got some stuff going on with her because she just came to school so irritated and this, that, and I listen to him because I be like, they're human
Kids
too.
can
Like,
listen.
yeah, and he was like, she
It
just
is
was
energy.
mean to me, for no reason. And I listened to that because I'm like, I have my days where y'all get on my goddamn nerve too.
You
And
know
I
when
know
I'm
she feel
irritated,
like
yeah.
that. Yeah, I know she feel like that. And I just tell Cassie, just make sure you're doing what you're supposed to. And, you know, if it becomes too much, you know, say, hey, like, I don't know what's going on, Miss Cross, but, you know, take it easy on me or whatever. But, you know, communicate how you're feeling, because maybe she don't know what she's doing either. You know, that we're all human. But, you know, I just pay attention to that, you know, so. Yeah, ass whippings. That's a, you know, but our last topic here, and then we can hop back into our grooming topic. So y'all are not confused. We do have 3 topics tonight, y'all. So far we went over grooming and whoopings, and then this last one, we got
Ass whoopings.
Yeah, this last one is a transgender man in Chicago's tries to enter a bathroom with a little girl, and the mom physically has to stop him from going in the bathroom. He got the nerve to be argumentative. So we got a video to show y'all what's going on there, and just we gonna chop that up because I understand the whole, you know, Me Too, you know, well, not the Me Too movement, but the inclusiveness of the transgender community and being able to, you know, share a space with them. But I'm not sure if the bathroom is an appropriate space for inclusivity, and especially when kids, because I feel like in that point, just kids need their own bathroom.
Or they need their own bathroom.
No, they need their own bathroom.
Yes.
Even if a grown woman dressed as a grown woman and I know it's a man came and stood at a stall and tried to pee, of course a man gonna feel a certain way too. Cause, you know what I'm saying? I know you want to be a woman. You know what I'm saying? You in here. Sure, you in here uncomfortable already because you probably don't want to be in here.
Yeah, I mean, I would feel comfortable. I mean, I would feel uncomfortable for a man to walk in the bathroom, and I'm a grown woman, and I'm in the bathroom, you know, doing what I'm doing, and you know, it's a restroom exclusively for women. I would feel some kind of way if a man walked into the stall, or not the stall, but into the bathroom.
And it's something wrong with me if I feel uncomfortable, right? But I'm supposed to allow you to make me feel uncomfortable, and it's cool. It's
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
it's one way street.
Yeah. Yeah, we can't.
That's a crazy double standard with that whole community, man. That we are.
And then that going to the sport thing too, with the men being in the competitive, the transgender
they can't come
starting
out
to enter the competitive, women's competitive sports leagues. Like, why are y'all allowing that? These women, this is a whole different type of strength in this. That's why it's WNBA and it's NBA. You have a man's strength, but we're gonna get into all of that. So, you know, we're gonna just giving y'all a little synopsis of, you know, what we're going to be talking about tonight.
Most definitely.
But grooming. We're hearing a lot in the media now with this Diddy situation coming out with Cassie, and we heard the atrocities that he committed against
her.
Cassie.
So, just to get everybody up to speed, because I don't know if anybody following like I'm following.
I'm not. After he paid her, I said he did all that.
Well, rightfully so, and many may feel different. They feel like, no, you should have took him.
Initially, I felt like that. I was like, damn, that's a shame. But then I thought about it. I was like, she know what she doing.
Yeah.
She did it the right way. Like, she kicked down so many doors. Now the floodgates are open.
I don't believe it was for no money either, though. I don't.
Y'all
believe
got
for
the,
any money.
you know. Yeah.
Well, when you think about it too, like, she lost many years of her career, which tied into finances. You know what I'm saying? Like, he you know, prevented a lot of that. You know, as she tied up into a lot of the stuff that he had going on. But basically, to, you know, sum it up, she filed a lawsuit on Diddy for SA, which I don't want to say, you know, SA. If you don't know what that is, look it up. You can look this up. The Diddy lawsuit. Also, trafficking.
It's triggering.
Yeah, trafficking and rape and domestic abuse. So she filed the lawsuit. She was asking for $30 million. And got it within. Well, I don't know if she got 30. I don't know, because they didn't come out and say she was requesting $30 million, and they settled amicably. That's what they said.
I think he actually offered $3 million. She turned it down and asked for 30, and that's when he settled.
Well, but ain't no telling what came with that either. I don't know, but I felt like maybe she knew if she went the route of, a trial. She like, this is gonna drain me. I mean,
and allegedly he done blew Kid Cudi's car up,
which was not denied. Kid Cudi's, it did happen.
Yeah.
And she confirmed because he mentioned some around that time that's what he was gonna do when he got wind that they were there was an interest there.
His car blew up, and his car mysteriously
Right.
blew the fuck up.
Yeah. So she was 19 at the time when she got with Diddy, and I believe he was maybe going on 40.
That's sick.
I believe. Don't quote me. I can look that up again. But basically, my whole thing here is the grooming process. And if you don't know what grooming is, just give the Google definition. And it says when a sexual predator builds a relationship with a child or adult to abuse and exploit them, they build trust, but use it to control, isolate, and abuse their victims emotionally, physically, and sexually. A groomer often comes across as charming, helpful, and kind at first. So, which was all of the things that Cassie mentioned that she went through with Diddy. But I'm saying I see that even in our community. I see a lot of grooming. I seen that growing up where we had, younger people with older men, and of course they had the capabilities to
offer you what you wanted to do.
Exactly.
The lifestyle
Exactly.
you want. Like the high school girls being with grown ass 30-year-old men. Like,
But this is the thing too, is that I think about, because like there's like two sides of this coin too. Because I remember I was young and I was fast. Okay, so the young girls, and especially now with like social media the way that it is, and I'm just being transparent, y'all. I'm not saying that this is, okay, but I'm saying that for the young girls that are out there and they are fast and they do pursue, like, let's say for instance in that R. Kelly case where that girl was showing up to the court for that man's trial, and she was skipping school, like her mother thought she was at school, but she was outside, outside of the courthouse, rooting for R. Kelly. Where do the parents be at, and what does it mean for a young teenage girl that pursues older men too? Like, how do we keep our little girls safe? Like, hey, this is why you don't want to mess with no grown man. Don't mess with no grown man. And she still goes out like, I do what I want to. You know what I'm saying? Because he got his own crib, he got his own car, he got this, that. How do you keep a child from spaces like the Lion's Den? Why do you keep children out of those spaces?
I don't believe you can. It's definitely no. They got their phone too. Like, we didn't have our phone, but then at the same time, you wanted to be outside the house. You know what I'm saying? You wanted to be somewhere else. Like, they see now, like, that's what I want, and I want the money. I want the lifestyle with it. Like, I'm sure they wouldn't give a fuck about what nobody else think. That's the mindset too. No,
I mean, that's the mindset of a teenager. Like, I don't care what such and such say or this, that. Like, because I done been in spaces
some in life
where I've been around as like 17 before, and then been around like grown men.
But I'm saying too, like, I'm talking about, like, okay, saying in the case of R. Kelly, he was much older than the young lady that was appearing in court or at the courthouse. You, as an adult,
no better.
a mature,
that's true.
That's a fact.
man, know right from wrong. Where this child's mind, she's thinking what a 15, 16-year-old, 17-year-old. And yeah, right. I'm sure she may have showed up and she'd be like, yeah, I listened to the song. She may have been fast. But no way, shape, or form that gives him a right.
At all.
You know what I'm saying? To groom or lead anything on regarding that. You have a sound mind.
R. Kelly didn't have a sound mind. He was he was a sick individual.
But her mind can't even. She ain't even seeing far past that.
It's crazy that Shay brought up what she did, because I just
it's a conversation.
I just pulled up a post from one of my Facebook friends who I went to high school with, and I want y'all to tell me what y'all think about this scenario, right? And she said, and I'll put this up on the screen, right? I remember being 15 and my brother had a grown man as a friend. All I know is that he worked for FedEx. I had like the biggest crush on him, but I'm only 15. Plus, you know how older brothers are, period, friend or not. Well, his friend used to get pissy drunk and pass out on the couch. I used to creep down in the middle of the night and kiss him on the lips. I can't believe I'm even telling this. He never woke up. I don't know if he ever knew, but he did cover my expenses for my Sweet 16. Sometimes it ain't always the guy. And this is a woman posted that.
That's the other side of the conversation that we're not having either. And it leaves you like speechless.
One of the comments said, "I can't believe you're a sexual predator. Who would have guessed it?"
Oh.
That's one of the comments.
I mean, think about what if somebody caught you going down there. My mans don't know what the fuck going on. All they know is you was kissing him.
That's all that they see.
Now he's in a fucked up position because you did some. Fuck if he knew, like.
Right, you knew what you were doing when you went down there.
You bold as hell for.
And you knew he was.
Spot.
And you knew he was asleep. You knew he was. He was.
And you know how your older brother play. You know how nigga. I mean, I got a sister too. You know
so
what
if his older brother would have came in? When she was down there in the act.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's all she saw.
And that's all he seen.
I mean, right? That's all he seen. Exactly.
Now he on his man's ass.
For no fucking reason. He ain't do shit wrong.
I'm talking about. I want to aim for the men who knowingly know that they grooming.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, well, you know.
Because I feel like, yes, it's accountability in instances like that, that you need to have. Because then I'm looking at you now, like I'm what's going on with you?
Yeah. But we don't always hear about it. Women being the
aggressor.
The aggressor of the situation either. So but it was worth having that other side of the conversation, and that's something to do. It leave you speechless because it's like, damn, what do you say to that? Like, and why is that happening? But back to you saying, the whole grooming, the men who know. That these are
and women do it too.
Women
do it too, though. It's not just men grooming. It's we got these cougars out here too. No, I mean, I'm not.
I guess it's just a double standard for that. I'm sorry, it's a double standard.
So it's not. So it's because that is like, because when I think of like, and I love Boosie, but I never forget when he wanted strippers to come dance for Tootie's birthday.
How old was he turning?
You really be following them, Boosie.
I love Boosie.
That's my nigga. How old was he turning?
I think Tootie was turning like 16.
Okay.
And he was like, I wanted to get some toppy and shake some ass. Like, he'd be encouraging him, like, is that not? That's also sexual.
Because he really don't want his son to be gay.
Assault.
He don't want his son to be gay.
But Blueface did that too when he was on there. His son was in the pantry looking for fruit snacks, and they had strippers out in the hall. I mean, out in the living room. And he asked the son. He was like, are you gay? And a lot of people had a lot of stuff to say about that because they like, I got strippers out there in the living room, and you're in the pantry looking for fruit snacks. Like, what do you expect him to do? But I'm saying even that is starting something. Yeah. It's over sexualizing, like, or over. I don't know what it is. It's overstimulating him. You know what I'm saying? It's.
Of course, he's in the cabinet looking for fruit snacks. He's a baby.
He's
a baby.
Wham too.
And most kids, when they see naked people or just someone kissing, they cover in their eyes.
But they still want to see.
I still do it.
I'm saying?
No, my daddy. Like, they fast forward.
Like, they cover their eyes because they know it's something that they don't want to see.
Exactly, but they be like this. They're curious. Yeah. That little boy was like, this ain't right. And then my daddy gonna come follow me in here. Like, you could tell that Blueface gets on that baby goddamn nerves.
Yeah, you could tell.
That's anyway. But yeah, grooming is definitely.
But I say, as far as how to like monitor our kids is gonna do what they're gonna do anyway. Like I have a daughter.
It's just educating them.
Yes, educating them, letting them know.
On the other side of the coin.
Like, what are the signs that for young people to look out for, especially for all age kids, but I feel like kids, especially in high school, when they smelling themselves and they out more independently. What are some things that they should be they should look for when they out? What do you think they should look for?
As far as what? Look for?
Just for anybody, like any man or a woman that's
overly aggressive, trying to be your friend. You know what I'm saying? Just want too much.
Exactly. And I feel like high schoolers, they're like, I look at my daughter. When there's somebody older, when there's somebody your age, And I remember being in a situation with one of my friends, and I ain't gonna say no name, but she had a family member, and it just didn't feel right.
Yeah.
The comments that he was making, it wasn't right, and it didn't feel right, and and it made me feel extremely uncomfortable, to the point where I didn't want to leave the room without her, or I didn't want to be in her home without her. Exactly. Anytime he was there. So it's that instinct, like, nope, you're way older than me.
Looking at me
the
like
comments
this.
you
Staring
said,
at you.
exactly.
Look, your energy is off.
Exactly. And just the fact that I've had experience is just me educating my child. Like, listen. So it's going to be people like this in the world. This is what you need to look for. If they're doing this, if they're doing that, that's not appropriate, and that's not okay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like with our kids today, you know, we can be honest with our kids.
Yeah, I
we
believe
can be
that too.
completely transparent. It ain't no more the birds and the bee conversation. We calling it what it is.
Straight up.
Right.
We calling it what it is. We not sugarcoating that no more. We ain't
Not at all.
talking in code no more. We got to
When
give
they
it
go
to
out
our
and find out the
kids.
truth. Now they're more inquisitive.
Exactly.
They're more, interested in the truth. than they
Yeah,
find
I'm
out
sitting up
from
here like
somewhere else.
the birds and the bees. What's that? Well, how do they correlate? Like, how is it? No, we're talking about sex.
And that's exactly what it is.
We're gonna call it what it is. We're gonna call a spade a spade. So it's about being honest. I had the sex talk with my daughter, and I was very honest. I was very honest about STDs and what they look like,
Yep.
and all type of stuff.
Same thing here. I showed Cassie pictures, told him exactly what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Be mindful and know who you want to have sex with. You know what I'm saying? Because one time is going to can fuck you up.
One time,
Yeah.
one time, right? One time can do
Yeah.
your ass in.
And not us putting fear in our kids.
Yeah, but that little bit of fear
about-
works, though.
about sex,
That's
though.
education.
I'm
Yes.
just saying that having.
That's
'cause
how you
when I
deliver
grew
that
up,
message, too. I deliver it a little harsh.
okay, and I believe that.
Yeah.
But when I grew up, sex was forbidden. Like, we wasn't allowed. We weren't allowed. But having a open conversation with your child, because it's the inevitable. Like, they're gonna do it. They're gonna sneak and do it. I hate to say that, and they shouldn't have to sneak and do it if we have an open relationship with our kids. Because I definitely didn't tell my dad when I wanted to explore sex. I didn't talk to my dad. So
I had no
it's-
conversation with nobody.
yeah. So it's just having a open and honest conversation with your kids. I feel like will cut down and prepare them for people who groom intentionally. And you don't be out here enticing the situation either.
Yeah.
You know right from wrong too. You know when they too old, and you should know how to carry yourself. You need to go the other way. You don't, and if that is the case, then we need to have a conversation as to why you feel you need to do that. But yeah.
I agree. Speaking of our kids, I guess it's a good segue into ass whoopings.
Yeah.
Because I grew up by them and with them. I'm sure y'all have too.
Definitely.
And I definitely feel like it has definitely molded my character. And I don't do as much as I used to get.
Oh, it's
Growing up, I
definitely
don't give it-
outweighed. No, I got my ass with way more than I gave out ass whoopings.
Yeah, and I think about that too. But I shared that post with you, Mark, and we can post it because I want to hear from people in the chat. Where y'all at tonight? I know y'all at home. and
Before we transition into that,
sorry.
No, it's okay. Before we transition into that, you can lead that up, Mark, but I do want to read Kamita comment that she had here in the chat. She said, "I just got back on the dating scene. There are a lot of men that I have ran into who are over-sexualized. Although it's a big turnoff to me, I took the time out to ask why and where it started. All of them have the same story. The babysitters, the mom's friends, the neighbors, and family members. That's insane.
Wow. Sexually abusing them.
Sexually-
Wild friends and neighbors and damn.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's crazy. I'm sorry. I'm just now. For some reason, I couldn't see the comments. That's why. So I'm sorry. I take that back. Or like talking about where y'all was at. But I see y'all now. But yeah, that is wow. That's a mouthful right there. The babysitters. the mom, friends, the neighbor, and that's why
Yeah,
that's why I be like, look,
with somebody
that's why I be like, my kids ain't, look, you could come over here, because I know what kind of parent I am, and I get to know parents, and you'll be surprised at how many parents just drop their kids off. They don't come into the house.
Yep.
They don't look around,
They
see
don't
who there.
wanna meet you
They
either.
don't want to meet you.
Yep.
My son's birthday party, one of his friends, dad, I didn't even see the dad, like, dropped him off and kept going. When the party was done, he didn't come shake our hand, meet us, nothing. When he dropped him, when he left, he didn't do none of that. I'm like, where is the parent-on-parent interaction?
I want to meet you.
My son can never come over your house. Because
Yeah,
I leave the door open, because you don't know what these kids exposed to.
Yep.
Either leave the door open, company spend the night, he in the living room.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You in your room.
Yeah.
You know, like, you have to watch your kids. You have to know where your kids are going. And I don't play that spend the night stuff out. My mama was like that when I grew up too.
And I'm the same way with my kid.
Yeah.
I don't play that spend the night. You know, I'm the type. Yep, they can come over here. They come over here. You in your room, like you said, they gonna be sleeping out here because, like I said, you just don't know what they're exposed to. You don't know what they doing. So, I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Family or not, you know, I don't do that.
Well,
My mom was the
different for us.
same way.
We spent the night with each other because we was around. You know what I'm saying? So, but Cassie, of course, he ain't going nowhere. And if you coming over, you right in the front room and Cassie in the bedroom.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's how we parent here. So I had ran across a topic. For those of you who put that back up for me real quick. All right. The questions in this post, and I thought that this was a good topic to talk about too, because I think that's why a lot of us kind of approach discipline now from that gentle parenting, just off the ways that we grew up. But for those who got whoopings as a kid, do you feel it traumatized you? Were you beat unnecessarily? Looking back, do you think other methods of correction would have worked for you? So I don't know. I think I'm asking everybody on this panel.
Well, I'm looking at the terms that Lero used here. He said, "Were you beat and traumatized?"
No,
Lero was beat and traumatized.
That's what I feel. Damn, Lero.
Poor Lero.
Traumatized. You have to make a post about it. But I had to ask Tiana that today after you sent that to me. I asked Tiana, and
What'd she say?
she basically said, well, Mom, she was like, I sometimes I felt, I deserved it or it was warranted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So she was like, but I do remember that time when you whooped me and that time. And then, and then Mama, also you whooped me because of this. She was like, oh, and then that other time when you whooped me for that. She's like, so you probably whooped me about a good 7 to 8 times, probably a little more than that.
Dang.
I said, I don't recall. I don't recall. She was like, that time I licked the back window though. She was like, and you whooped me for that. She's like, but it's all good though. She was like, because I low key deserved that when that happened. And I was like, wow.
Man.
I can say that I talk more. I can't tell you the last time I whooped Tiana. I don't feel like I whooped Tiana a lot. I don't feel like I have, but I feel like having a conversation with her helped me better understand her behavior. And I feel like the era that we grew up in, it was no talking. It was, what did I say?
Yeah, because
You got something back.
to say back.
We couldn't even say, ouch, it hurt. You talking back? I'm about to beat your ass. You know, you got more to say. We come from that era. You know what I'm saying? It was no, how I made you feel. I don't care nothing about that. Whooping, hurting, I don't care nothing about that. You going to do as I say.
Yeah.
So,
Do you feel like we that
don't breathe too hard.
Do y'all feel like that we're lacking that kind of like that balance? Because like one thing I remember Daddy doing before he whipped our ass every time.
You got a discussion at least.
We had it was the prelude
to your
the
ass
ass
whooping.
What, the conversation?
Daddy be like,
Yeah.
now you know.
Sit right on the edge of
Yep.
the bed and talk to you. Real
Yeah, but
nice
don't
and
talk to
smooth.
me. I just
He
want to
did.
get it
I'm
over
talking
with.
to you.
I did, because why did they talk to us? But that was the balance that they was trying to put into the whole discipline,
'Cause
the
it's a
method of
lesson.
discipline.
It's a
It was a
lesson.
lesson. I'm
Yeah.
telling you why I'm whooping you.
Me and Shay used to before we got whooped, me and Shay used to argue and fight because who wanted to go first, and I used to be like, I went first the last time. I want
And
to
the
go
first person get the worst of it.
Yeah. Yep.
You getting all that first aggression.
Yeah.
They soften up on that second ass whooping.
Absolutely.
First the last
they
time.
did.
Second, come on, I go in first the last time.
They
No,
did,
man.
and yeah, that's funny because I think back on this now, like, and I don't know, in a weird way, you would just hope that like the belt get caught on a fan or something, and you have to stop.
I'll never forget when I was getting my ass whooped, and Shay came in the room and asked Daddy for a piece of bread in the middle of me getting whooped, and I was like, she must got it out for me. She really hate me.
What?
Yeah.
Say it again.
When you came in there, you was like, Dad. You was like, Daddy. You was like,
I did not remember.
you was like, Daddy, can I have this? And I don't even think he stopped to say, yeah. You know, I think he just kept going in on me. But I was like, this, I can't believe you came in there and asked Daddy for some bread, and you knew I was getting a whooping, dog.
Like, what was I looking for him to say?
I don't know, but I'm like, I must have did something to her for her to stop him intermittent, like, to whip me, bro. Like,
Oh, that's I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
man.
That was.
it was
crazy.
random, though,
Yeah.
but
Because I do not remember.
yeah, I remember that, yo. I
I
was like,
some bread.
yeah, I remember that, yo.
Maybe she was trying to interrupt the ass.
I don't
Maybe
know.
she was
I don't
trying to
know.
say-
Help your ass, right.
Because they used to say, but you know, you used to always hit Daddy with that. I can't breathe. I can't.
It ain't.
And they
I
used
think,
Listen,
I
hey,
think
that
I think
shit
she was
used to-
trying to save you. I think she was trying to
maybe
occupy
so.
Dad.
Thank
That
you.
used that shit used to slow him down, but then it was like he caught on. Like, wait a minute, I ain't gonna keep getting your ass whooped.
Because did
I did
she
say that.
just used to eat bread?
Well, no, I don't know what, I don't know if maybe you were eating it
Like
with
that was
something.
the
I
first
don't
thing I could think
remember.
of. Like she was in panic mode. Like, oh my god, let me ask Dad
I don't
something
know,
to
but
get him off her ass.
she came in there. She didn't even knock. She just opened the door. Was like, Dad, can I have it? Can I have this? And I was like,
Like, take your attention off of my sister's
Yeah,
ass
and
for
I'm
a
sitting
minute.
there
Period. That probably was me, cause like I swear, like, you know, we attached at the heart.
She
You know,
was
we
feeling
twins.
it.
Hell yeah, get up off my sister.
Yeah.
Nook.
yeah. I got smacked with a newspaper too. I'll never forget that.
Yeah,
Daddy was
Daddy, my daddy. Rushing to you.
okay.
I got
I'm
ass
just saying
whooping bad.
because I think Daddy went with what he could find, but it wasn't.
Well, it was
I want to
close.
be clear. My daddy, it wasn't on no Joe
Abusive.
Jackson Ike
Yeah.
type shit. He just was like, I'm about to grab the. Y'all know
He
how
was just a
soft
real
the
dad,
how
that's all.
exactly how soft the newspaper is, and he like, damn it, I ain't got nothing else to grab, and he grabbed that, and he was like, fuck, 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 fuck. You know what I'm saying? And I was like,
Gave
oh.
you the skibbity
Yeah,
pack.
yeah,
Exactly.
Skibbity.
Man, I walked away like that didn't do shit. But all right,
That's
Daddy.
what I'm
take
saying. You
that,
see what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like that was better than a goddamn belt on my
Gave you
ass.
something.
But Stephanie said I had to watch my brothers get whooped before me, and it was traumatic to see them get whooped first. Even if me being last meant I get the lighter whoopings, there were 3 of us. That was traumatic. Like I remember, you know, waiting in line for my ass whooping when it came to, you know, us, because it was what 1, 2, 3. At that time, it's probably what 4 of us now. Me, you, 5 of us.
Yeah, it might have been.
So yeah, at the Uniscene, you know, they'll be
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
damn, I don't
kind of
want.
the psychology behind, like, I hate to do this, but like, you know how they do them in the wars and over in Saudi Arabia, they lining niggas up. Like,
Yeah.
see him blow his
Man, I
head
gotta
off,
listen.
and now I gotta, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that is kind of
Yeah,
traumatic.
that's probably-
But let me ask y'all though, like, is that some type of form of punishment y'all think derived from slavery?
For control and
Yeah.
obedience.
Is it, or is that a part of our real? Like, how did our ancestors, for real, before all
The
this?
discipline came.
How did they get disciplined?
Like it was so I believe I want to say that it was so structured back then, and everything was so traditional that you didn't have a choice but to do it the way that you had to do it, right? And yeah, there was probably discipline, but it was when it was warranted, when it was deserved. It wasn't just, oh, my emotions is out of whack, I'm gonna beat you up just because I want to bully you because I
Yeah.
can't beat up nobody else and you my child.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
You know, my uncle, shout out to him because he's an amazing father. He's really my cousin. I call him my uncle. I don't know. It's just a level of respect that I have for him, man. But I never seen him whoop his kids. He was on some, like, drop and give me push-ups right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was on some, I'm a you gonna utilize your
That's a
body, like you
military type
gonna
of
you gonna
discipline,
do some push-ups, you gonna do some sit-ups. You know what I'm saying? Like he was on that type of stuff. I never seen him whoop his kids.
Yeah, my mom wasn't physically disciplinary at all for the most part. You know what I'm saying? But my dad, shit.
Yeah.
Yes, Stephanie.
I
Yep.
got good ass whoopings. Kicked him one time.
My dad almost got kicked out the damn military. And shit. He was so goddamn abusive.
Oh wow. Yeah. You were telling us, that shit. And that's what I mean. Like, I don't know. I guess everybody have their different variations of discipline, and some of them was borderline abuse. Cause I remember, growing up, I had me an ass whooping. Where I think back on the day, like, damn, I wouldn't have whooped my child like that.
Yeah, I got a couple.
You know what I'm
of those
saying?
too.
Like, I got a couple, and I don't know. I feel like
it.
that's part of why we like, damn, I don't want to do that. I don't want to, cause our the way I grew up, it was be seen and not heard. Stay in the child's place. How you feel don't matter. What you know what I'm saying? It ain't about what you think.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I pay the bills. This, but
Because you're a kid.
But it's like I feel like our parents got it. Like, this is
Yes,
what they
I believe
knew.
that
This
too.
is what they were avoiding. These out of control ass kids now that
The
we dealing with.
entitlement.
Yes,
You feel entitled.
The entitlement. Like, now I be hearing kids be like, "But you do it, ma. You when you go out and you do this." Like,
Yeah,
baby,
that's
I
me.
am grown.
Grown.
How you compare what I do to what you do? You go out. Why is it like, child?
But I also
please.
believe in balance too. And I believe in some instances where
You
the
can talk it out, too.
exactly, the elders did have a right, with some things, and in some things I was just like, misunderstanding, because I feel like that's why we have a lot of older men who grew up in that era, or women who don't know how to put their emotions, you know what I'm saying, or how to communicate that, because they weren't able to communicate that with their parents. And a lot of the times when we think our kids are cutting up and acting out, it really be a cry for help, or like, look, I need
a lot
you.
of the parents, dumbasses, right? They expect for the children to meet them where they at.
And that's a problem too.
Yep.
So that's the reason why I feel like I have such a good impact and relationship with my kid now, is because I know that I'm him. I'm him. I'm meeting him where he is. You know what I'm saying? When he goes through something, I was there before. I go back to what I was thinking and how I was feeling at that age.
Yeah.
And I talked to him
Yeah.
in the way that I would want to, like that I needed to be talked to.
At that time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I get
I'm
that.
not. It ain't the physical. It ain't me forcing you and trying to fear monger you into being and doing what I want you to do. You know what I mean? I know how to talk to you and get into your mind and get you, meet you where you at as a kid at the age that you are, because I'm that same kid.
Yeah, I try to remind myself of that too, to really practice that, like, to meet them where they are, because a lot of the times, like, we feel like adults, we think about our kids like 10 years old. You only been on this earth 10 years. What do you know? And and we, some of us, we are frustrated in our own minds as adults, and we like, why you don't know this? And because they only been here like 10 years.
Right,
Like,
right,
so
right.
it's every moment for
Like-
them is a teaching moment. I have to literally walk you through this. I have to
about that.
hold your hand,
That's why
and
it's
that
called
take
raising,
patience.
You're raising
Yes.
their
And
consciousness.
you know who was doing that? Who was the ones doing that back in the day? For real, for real? The grandmas.
The grandma.
The
Yep.
matriarchs of the family was
Yep.
the ones that was teaching us, like teaching the kids, like, this is why you do this. This is how you do this. Like, and we
helping them to understand why.
Yeah.
and yes, the why behind,
patience. They
yes,
had the
and
patience.
the patience. Like, that's the I think that's the main ingredient for real that we're really missing, is patience in our parenting.
Because the grandmas today, some of the grandmas today ain't grandma.
Yeah, and
Right,
yeah, it ain't no more. It ain't really no more big mamas for real. Like that,
No.
there ain't no more
Now
big
there
mamas.
are some, but they just don't look the way that they looked back in the day, right? We still have some
That's true.
modern day grandmothers that are
That's true.
grandmothers of today that ain't like the ratchet, ain't the glam moms.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
They
Glam
still may
mom.
have the demeanor and the personality of the younger mothers of today, but they still have the morals and the standards and the codes.
Do you feel
Mhm.
like
Yeah,
the
grandma.
grandmas have gotten younger?
Yeah.
Oh, most definitely.
For sure.
Most definitely. But yeah, in some instances, that's the reason why they don't have them same codes and morals and ethics. You know what I mean? Because they wasn't raised with them. They didn't have examples of them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And they don't understand the importance of them.
Yeah.
Because they live in the life that they live, and they have the mentality that they have.
They still there.
There's nothing wrong with me being the way that I am. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah.
I'm gonna definitely be that grandma.
What kind of grandma?
I'm gonna be the big mama.
The new age.
The new. I look the new age, but I got the grandma, the big mama mentality.
Right, yeah.
Come in here, take your hat off, wash your hands before you come in my kitchen. Stop slamming my front door. Don't stop running in my house. Yeah. Don't bring them heathens over here. I'm gonna be that grandma.
I'm gonna be the grouchy old man.
You ain't lying.
I can see that.
He gonna be the yes, you are. You gonna be the granddaddy in the chair with the blunt.
Yeah,
hell on my grass.
Yeah.
Boy.
Off my grass, please. Don't even walk past.
Yeah. Yes. But let me. As far as whoopings go, I felt like when we got introduced, to being able to express ourselves, I would say that was like at 15 or so, and we was able to kind of express ourselves respectfully, this made me feel away. I think that we underestimate our kids kind of a lot, and their capability to express themselves. I don't think every situation warrants an ass whipping.
Not at all.
No,
You know what I'm saying? A lot of them are teaching moments, just verbally. I'm not saying you're gonna get too many of them.
No, because
on the same topic, but I'm saying a lot of them.
Talked to, so you abuse that power.
Yeah, so I'm.
A lot of times when the kids are seen as needing an ass whooping, it's really the parents that need the ass whooping because they've allowed the kids to get to the point where they acting out like that. To where they
I'm gonna have to agree. Yeah.
Yep. I got a few comments in here about the grandmas. Stephanie said, my grandma taught me a lot of morals, rules, what to do to not piss off your daddy, no friends until mom and dad come home, etc. Yes,
I remember that.
And Tracy Jacobs said, grandmothers were the best back in the day. We learned fast from them. Yes, we did. Yeah. I missed the grandma love for sure. Yeah. Grandma love. I don't know if my grandma had to whoop us. If Ma had to whoop us, I don't think.
No, she just had a
my
look.
Grandma never
yeah, she just had a look. Yeah, we knew.
My grandmother was to the point where
she would though if she had to.
If you knew, if my grandmother took a certain tone with you, you knew you done fucked up.
Oh yeah.
You already know.
God forbid she
had
said cuss words.
Yeah.
Man, you ain't lying.
I feel like that's how our parents used to be back in the day, though. It's just, we tested their gangster from time to time.
Yeah, because you had to get hit a couple times so you know the look.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the look came with the hit.
Man, like
the look came before the hit.
But I'm not gonna lie though, because all I have to do is tell Cassie and Cash, I'm about to call your daddy.
You ain't lying.
And they be like, no, don't call him, don't call him.
What I'm gonna say over the phone, bro? What can I say over the phone that's gonna be worse than what you can do in person?
They be shook. They be shook.
Look, let me tell you, when he came in through the door, I'm telling you, when they heard his keys at the door, when I tell you they took off running, Moosh like, my daddy here, my daddy home.
Why?
I'm just sitting there, I'm just listening like, this shit is just, y'all like night and day with me. Y'all like, when it's like,
we do it. Mama
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like, with me, it's like
that, bro.
But I don't want to.
With Mama the same way. She's like, I'm about to call Emmett. They be like,
What?
And that's the crazy.
They be like,
he don't have to whoop them.
Yeah,
I'll be like, I'm gonna beat y'all asses.
That's the reason. That right there is the reason why man's presence is necessary in the house.
That's a fact, bro.
Yeah.
That's fact.
Yeah, I agree. That
is that all the reason, man. And it's like, if society blames all of the space, like in our community, right? Mm-hmm. They blame all of the problems that happen in our community on the lack of the black male
in the
influence,
house. Yeah.
right? So why wouldn't a simple common sense solution be the presence of the black man being the solution to all of these problems?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And if that's the case, then why in the fuck are you pushing so hard of an agenda to remove the black man from the family? Because you want us to fail.
Yeah, exactly. And it go back to when I was listening to the podcast earlier this week when
what up, Huey?
When they was talking about I forgot what his name is. My God, I'd be talking about the Busto Babies and stuff like that.
Perry.
Yeah,
Perry.
On his podcast, he was talking about the system and the removing of the black man in the household. And the system works the way it's designed to, right? But we play into that. We play the game because our families are divided for whatever reason. The mom and the dad split and stuff like that. And even when the mom and the dad do split, they never can. It's very few
that you can keep.
Yeah, no, but it's very few connections that are kept that we can still co-parent. We're still family, even if we didn't work out. It's still it's still that way. So, of course, when the system, when the system is designed to work to divide black families, because imagine strong, powerful the kids that would come up under that. The system don't want smart black kids that 2-parent homes teaching their kids a father. They want a weakness somewhere in there where a child can be molded the way, whether it's a mom at work, the child got to watch TV. You know what I'm saying? The kid at home it's just all designed to work to kind of keep us down. And I just feel like even if parents aren't together, you should still be able to co-parent because we still have a duty to that child. We have a duty to
Once
raise
you had the kid.
Intelligent, emotionally intelligent human beings. Yes. And I think that's another thing we don't teach our children is through patience is emotional intelligence. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I feel like physical discipline, that is a way to enforce, as needed what's, to help round out a human being. But I feel like we're not teaching the kids emotional intelligence. Yeah. So when they grow up, they can recognize this would hurt me. This is where I'm not going to, raise my kids this way. I'm not going to do that, this, that, and the third. I just feel like, it's on us. It's not on the system to do right by us. It's on us to do right by us.
That's true.
We got to keep our families together. Even if we aren't in relationships, I'm still that child's daddy. I'm still that child's mama. That's still my duty. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So, I
feel like that's a whole conversation in itself, too.
It is. To have. It is. Because I was listening to the conversation panel, and it was saying, do mothers have the choice to be single parents or some of the sort? And the man was like, yes. If a man don't want that baby, she choose to have that baby, she made the decision to be a single parent. And I feel like we definitely can discuss that at another time. But tough. That's a tough conversation to have too, because I feel like that all goes into this whole parenting thing, and just the frustration of parenting. And then when you add in that physical discipline aspect, now that feels like trauma. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because you're whooping me now. You're whooping me now out of frustration. And a lot of kids deal with that. So they're whooping, like whatever the guy's name is that posted, that may have been his experience where his mother was a single parent or his dad was a single parent and he frustrated. Yep. And you get a lot of that. Yeah. So, that's a big deal too when it comes to whoopings and, disciplining our children and balancing that out. So, y'all have anything else y'all want to add to the whooping part of the elephant? We can usher this.
Hold on, because we gotta chat.
Yes. Let's see, Karma Katzi.
Karma said,
Hi, Karma.
Isn't it ironic that physically striking an adult brings a higher repercussion than beating a child?
Oh.
Yeah.
Ain't that something?
Wow.
That's deep. When you think about that, that just left me speechless.
I'm just trying, isn't it ironic that physically striking an adult brings a higher repercussion than beating a child?
That's what's up.
Yeah, because you go through, somebody can press charges, the adult can press charges, PPO, all of that. And I think, oh my gosh, Karma, I'm so glad that you brought that up, because I think about the children that are in the system, or when you get the child protective services called and they don't really necessarily show up to, they come and they do their little investigation. Yeah. But once they see like there's no like real case of like abuse and you know what I'm saying, they close it. But kids are, some kids are actually being abused. What is in place to protect a child from abuse? Are the same laws?
Because CPS is gonna help the mother.
Yes, because Michigan is a mother state. They stand behind. But I think about Michelle Blair.
Man, come on, talk about it.
I think about Michelle Blair, that how the state of Michigan failed those fucking kids.
Yeah.
And y'all let them kids disappear off the face of the earth one by one, and not a school contacted anybody, not no neighbors. And then when the neighbors had finally start reaching out and were interested, like, wait, we not seeing, where's the other kid? One kid I think was already gone before the neighbors start saying something ain't right, you know. And these kids were living in hell. Okay, this woman made up a whole scenario in her mind that these older siblings were molesting her child, and it wasn't even true. Like, she fixed up a whole insidious way of thinking about her children, and she were beating them with 2x4s. And they weren't in school, none of that.
Child Protective Service came out a few times.
Yeah, Child Protective Service came out a few times and saw the kids. And you know, the kids aren't gonna, you know, they scared. They scared. You know, I'm scared to say something.
And if they don't have nowhere else to go.
Yeah, right? Exactly. Because the family, I don't think that she had family like that was like in the mix, like, nah, let us through here, because where these kids at? I know for me, my aunties and them, like, let me speak to them. You know what I'm saying?
She was making up lies, telling them that the kids was out of town.
Yep, they was out of town, you know, and nobody was doing wellness checks. But like Karma said, it's ironic that what's in place for children being abused, what laws are in place for them, what avenues of safety is in place for them, you know, other than, you know, CPS. It feel like CPS, they get a call, or they get, you know, they get someone, they reach out to them, they like, I gotta go out here to the house and, you know, see what's going on.
They got no effort in
You know, gotta go out here and see what's going on at this house, because, you know, this mother done got called on 3-4 times. I don't see nothing. And, you know, you do know people fix their houses up for when, you know, CPS come to keep, you know, things on the up and up.
Right.
But, you know, then they hurry up and they close the case, and that's that. You know, but then you got kids like Michelle Blair who end up dead, you know, behind that. And think about the cases that never make it to, you know, the main stage of media, you know. So it is. It's crazy how,
wow. Sia said, people view children as property, the property of the parent, regardless of how the parent treats them.
Ain't that something? Because I believe that. I believe that if they are looked at as property instead of human beings.
Yes.
They are human beings. They are little people.
Yeah.
I look at my kids, you know, and I have my frustrating moment, but I always have a reminder. I look at my kids like plants.
Yep.
And I have to nurture them. I have to give them nourishment, and that's not just in a physical sense with food, but also what I teach them.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because I want to grow them, and I want them to grow up to be well-rounded, smart, and people who are aware of who they are, strong people. And when you look at your kids as property, do as I tell you to do. Get over here. I'm telling you. What I tell you, because I told you. You belong to me. It's such a, like, no. And then we wonder why the kids grow up and they, like, rebel when they become teenagers, because you have had this type of pressure on me as a kid, and now when I'm getting older, I want to break out.
Or they grow up and be possessive.
Yeah, they do, and we see a lot of that.
On them same traits.
We see a lot of that.
Absolutely.
We see a lot of that. We see a lot of kids grow up to be adults, and, you know, they become now narcissists. And, you know,
I feel like that word's going to be around for many years.
Yeah, we've discovered the whole narcissism.
Everybody's a narcissist.
I think everybody possesses the trait of narcissism. Mm-hmm. I think what separates a person would be me recognizing when I'm exercising that narcissism trait, and I check it, because I feel like at some point we all possess that narcissism trait at some point, you know, in our life, or with small little bouts of things that we do. I feel like nobody's really exempt from that. Wow. I think it's in us all, because I feel like it's a part of our survivor.
What you mean? Me being a narcissist?
No, I feel like it's all a part of our survivor trait to exist in the world. It's a protective barrier.
I feel like my gears was going when you said that. It's like, sometimes is it being a narcissist, or is it just having I don't want to say with discretion, or just being protective of yourself. I mean, protecting yourself from bullshit. Mm-hmm. Calling the narcissism is a buffer to keep the bullshit away sometimes.
Yeah. That's why I said I think it kind of is a thing.
Narcissism as a manipulative tool.
Yeah, then that's a bad thing.
Right.
That's a bad thing. Yeah. I feel like it does have its place.
But you can use narcissism as a tool of protection as well.
Yep. I can see that, like corporate world stuff like that. You know, it's a good barrier for, like, you know, area. You know,
sure, even out in the streets like dealing with people. You know, what I mean, you have to put on a certain type of personality to keep motherfuckers away and shit.
To get through.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Being a chameleon in a sense sometimes.
Yeah, I agree.
Be seen as narcissism, I guess.
I agree with that. Y'all agree with that? What y'all think about that?
I agree. No, I agree.
Yeah, I think that
I'm here to say I'm here to say, I mean, I'm definitely not perfect, and I'll be the first to admit, like, yeah, I was wrong, and I tell myself that silently, because you ain't gonna know I know. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna check myself privately, but that's where growth come from, and I like the feeling of knowing I call myself. It ain't always easy when you do it, but you know, I love me more when I do that. You know what I'm saying? That's my integrity. You know what I'm saying? Me just correcting, self-correction. But I'm here to say it. Yeah, I probably do possess some narcissistic ways at times. And I like just
that sound like it was even hard for her to say it.
Right. I told you it ain't easy on going. It ain't easy saying it or admitting it. But tell me when I'm doing it.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Help me. Tell me when I'm doing it, so that I can make correction on it.
And I feel like the more you become accountable for yourself, the easier it gets. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's easier to be around people when you could just be yourself.
Yes.
Say how you feel. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like it becomes easier. But I got a question for y'all. Do y'all apologize to y'all kids when y'all are wrong?
I think I apologized probably once.
What keeps you from apologizing? If that is a thing.
And chat, and y'all in the chat too. Please feel free to tap in.
I could be too hard, you know what I'm saying? I could be too harsh with what I'm saying instead of listening. But the way I was raised, it wasn't no listening. I ain't have room to talk.
See? Yeah. Do you think that affected you as an adult, or just the way you think, that not being able to talk and not to say, you know, hey, this is how this made me feel? Do you think that it would have helped you? I don't know. I never wanted
to tell nobody how I felt. You know what I'm saying? Just
why not? You don't feel like it mattered?
No.
Why? That's another thing with our black men too. Why y'all don't be wanting to talk? Talk about it.
We've been conditioned to be wired like that.
That's and then y'all be carrying the weight of the world on y'all's shoulder.
My son, man, I apologize all the time, because I feel like it's not about the apology. It's about me letting him know that his thoughts and his feelings matter.
Mm. And daddy be wrong too, and I know. When I'm wrong.
And then at the same time, I'm wrong. Like you are intelligent Tracy. As well. For me to be wrong, that's it. Like, you know what, you were right.
Yeah.
And your thoughts matter. You know what I'm saying? What you were thinking was correct. You know what I mean? And I feel like that helps build confidence up within the kid, to be able to come to me and talk about things that some kids sometimes they normally wouldn't, because now I've built this confidence up. My dad has built this confidence up into me to where I believe that he considers my thoughts and my feelings.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So now I can come to him and talk to him about it, because he listens. He understands.
Yeah.
He apologizes to me when he knows when he's wrong. So I can come and talk to him about things when I'm going through certain stuff.
Absolutely.
I apologize to my daughter, but she also holds me accountable too.
Mm-hmm.
She holds me accountable. She's not afraid to come and tell me, well, Mom, you know, you said this and this is how it made me feel. or she'll say, "Okay, mom, so say thank you." You know, the proper "Mom, you're welcome." You know, she'll hold me accountable. She definitely hold me accountable, and I love that. Now, when it comes to accountability for her, I get
tough.
I get backlash, but you know, it's a work in progress. But I do believe in apologizing to my kid, and I have to remind my kid too, like, being a parent don't come with instructions or a manual. So I am going to make mistakes, and I need you to know that I may be Superwoman to you, but mommy mess up too, man. Like, and I'm seeing that more and more in my parenting.
Yeah.
Me and my son I was eating a bag of chips, and there was a whole big ass lesson that came out of me and him eating a bag of chips. Put my hand in the bag like I do, whole hand, a handful of chips, smash. He put his little hand in there, whole hand. You know what I'm saying? He pulled it out. He's spilling the chips everywhere. I said, "Man, dog, you can't. Why is you putting your whole hand in the? You did it, Daddy. I'm doing it like you did it."
Yep.
I said, "Man, that's exactly why you can't do what I do. You know what I'm saying? My hand is bigger, so I can. You know what I mean? So that we both taught each other a lesson. Like, I'm watching you, but at the same time, you can't do what I do.
Yeah,
you know
yeah. Oh, lesson right there.
Both of us had a whole lesson over a bag of chips.
Lesson right there. It's moments like that that's just so organic, and those little lessons is what sticks with them. You know, it was a lesson in that bag. You know what I'm saying? And it was just the realization that this is why I can't do what my daddy do. This is why he say, you know what I'm saying? You don't grab only what you can hold.
That's a lesson for me, but he's watching me, and he wants to do as I do. You know what I mean? He see the results. He said, "Oh, he stuck his whole hand in there, and the results that I got was I got a bunch of chips in my mouth.
Right, exactly.
I want them results.
Yeah, exactly.
Trying to get but why I can't do that is my hand is not big enough to hold all of them chips.
Yeah, exactly.
So I can't do stuff like that until my hand get big.
Exactly, and that was a cute little lesson. I love that. Easy peasy, right there at the bag of chips. I definitely apologize to my kids, you know, when I'm wrong, and it feels good, and I also feel like it teaches the boys that it's nothing wrong with accountability. When I grow up, I'm going to have to be an accountable adult. So I see my mom and my dad as an adult. You know, when I grow up and it's time for me to be accountable for the things that I do, I don't have a problem, you know, stepping up to the plate like I was wrong for that. You know, and I feel like that's another thing that we're seeing too. I see on the media on Facebook, like, women don't take accountability for what they do. Women don't.
I definitely want to make that a conversation, because we do, because it's us out here, and I know, you know, y'all feeling like what the Sexy Reds and the Carisha Pleases and all of that, you know, we in that type of era. It is women like us that be like, you know what, babe? Yep, I was wrong 10 minutes ago. Yep. I'm not gonna even hold
It'd
you.
Be hard.
It don't be hard, but I deserve all of this that I'm getting from you right now. Like, so I'll take it here. Yep.
I feel like sometimes when we deep in, and I know for me, like sometimes when I'm passionate about the way I feel, before I check myself, and I don't know, Emmett, you could probably, because you're like on the receiving end of some of my stuff.
Like, I can think of some shit.
I just want to ask, you know, like, as far as accountability, like, for me, when I'm deep in how I feel, I'd be like, hell no, fuck that. That's how I felt. Shit. And then when you think about it, you'd be like, damn, yeah, I was wrong. How does it make you feel
when you hold yourself
when I hold myself accountable?
Bad, because it's like, damn, because at some point, even though I know you wrong, I still might say something to even just make it worse. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And then you hold yourself accountable. It leads me to hold myself accountable for that little piece that I added. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's the healing process that's needed for y'all to be able to look in the mirror. You know what? I was wrong. God damn it, I was wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's the dynamic that's needed in relationships.
And everything, it's needed in everything, accountability and everything, even on the grand scale of our government. We need accountability. Nobody wants to take accountability.
Once you shifted the energy and showed, hey, I'm holding myself accountable. It did nothing but, like you said, it made him hold the mirror up to him.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Exactly. And I think that's one of the ingredients like we missing. And then we talk about the divide in black women and black men. First is accountability. Let's talk about what we especially when we got kids involved. Let's talk about how we both contributed.
It removes the tension when you say, "Okay, I did this."
Yes.
Because now, because
it damn sure remove it every time.
Because the tension comes from the blame game. If you say, but if you start turning around and then that's like, well, damn, she know what she did. It's like, well, damn, what did I do now? It just forces you to turn the mirror on yourself.
Kamita,
it cuts through the tension.
Kamita brought up something here in the chat that's interesting. She said it be the delivery of the person who holds you accountable.
Yep. And yeah.
And you know what? And that's the reason why I said, I don't know if it was this show or another one, but with a lot of the conversations that become divisive when it's a man versus a woman and all this battle, the sexist shit, what needs to happen is the women need to hold the women accountable for the bullshit, and the men need to hold the men accountable for the bullshit. That kills that tension we're just talking about.
I agree.
Of the back and forth.
Right? If
you have somebody that's close to you and honest enough that you know that loves you, that's not saying it out of a spiteful, you know what I'm saying, divisive tone or demeanor and whatnot. If you can't take the truth from somebody who loves you, then you probably don't love yourself.
Yeah. And I think, and that's the thing, like knowing the intention of the person that's holding you accountable.
So that's why you had to get it from somewhere else other than the person that you have the tension with.
Exactly.
Because you're going to receive it the wrong way from the person that you're arguing with the whole time.
I'm reading the 4 Agreements, and I implore everybody to pick that book up and read that. I think it's like no more than like maybe 150, 180 pages. But the 4 Agreements, one of the agreements is about taking things personal. And it says in the book, like, don't take everything personal. Some things are just as they are. It's not a personal blow to who you are or what you did. Don't take it personal. And I think a lot of us, we're in that accountability. We are candy coating shit. I'm not going to tell you the truth because I don't want to hurt your feelings or this, that, and the third. I think we have to know our intention. If our intentions are pure, our intentions are good, because I feel like you shouldn't be saying shit to nobody if your intentions ain't good,
or
period.
sometimes they ain't even candy coating that. They just straight up ignoring
that
the red flag, giving people the benefit of the doubt, and just ignoring it and not even charging them and holding them accountable for their bullshit.
Yeah, that's true too. That is true too. I feel like if you don't have good intentions, you shouldn't be telling anybody anything. So check yourself and be, before you call yourself checking me. But I feel like for sure you definitely should be able to hold I want people in my circle that's gonna hold me accountable.
People that try to give you advice to do some shit
that they wouldn't
do something for their own selfish reason to put you in a place that would benefit them.
Yeah, definitely. Like don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Yeah. Yes, Karma. I tapped into that book and I was like, I want to recenter myself with this book once a year, every year. I tell her, get the 4 Agreements, y'all, and you can read that book probably in an hour tops, 2 hours tops, and really take in what it's saying. It's a really good book. Yeah. So whooping came with a lot. That elephant came with a lot. It talked a lot about parenting too, and holding up that mirror of parenting for us as parents too, because I feel like that's a dynamic in parenting that we often don't think about. What goes into that when we are disciplining our children, the things that be on our minds and the way we're feeling
in that moment.
All of that is a part of giving out that discipline and that giving that balance. Last but not least, we have the last elephant in the room.
Oh, shit.
We're going to play a video for y'all because when I walked into this and I saw this, the times are changing with including the LGBT community, and by no means that this is a way of leaving anybody out, but I just want to get you guys' opinion on this video, because I feel like this is the direction that we headed in, and it's very real. You're going to see in this video a transgender man in Chicago trying to enter a bathroom with a little girl, but a mom physically stops him. So, yeah, roll that tape.
Don't get in my face. Do not get in my face. Don't get in my face. Don't get in my face. Don't you see my daughter right here? Is you crazy or something? No. You need to go over there to the men. You need to go over there to the men.
Only here in Chicago.
You is a man. A whole grown man.
Wow. Over at the park.
For the last time, I'm not a man. I'm sorry. I don't know what. No. I'll look more shiny than Scooby-Doo. You wish. On my worst days, baby. On my worst days.
Okay, I'm
Good luck. Good luck.
If y'all have a problem with me
Good
using the
luck.
bathroom, y'all can
Good luck.
Hey man, use another bathroom. Excuse me?
Just use another bathroom. There's a child in there.
What? Men.
That's a child.
Just say what you huh?
That's a child in there. A little girl. Like, use the men's bathroom.
Okay. I'm a woman. What does it matter? What does it matter? Y'all need to mind your business. Y'all need to mind your business.
This is where world is coming to some type of, I don't know what
You about to learn a lesson.
Man, you at a children's park, man. Chill.
What do you say?
It's a kid park, man.
Yeah, do you even have any kids?
Yo,
right
just
at the
use
park?
the other bathroom, man.
Y'all need to mind your business, first of all. Mind your business before y'all get included in some stuff you don't want to be included in.
No,
Okay?
you need to go. You need to go. Seriously.
No,
No.
not
My daughter has to go to the bathroom. I'm not going to allow you to come in the bathroom where she's going to use the bathroom at.
about the police.
That is not going to happen.
Kids.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is, and he's standing there just going back and forth like she don't have a right to, you know, and then
Like, he
still
has more rights.
right, and still trying to go in the bathroom.
He definitely feel like he got more right than she got.
I mean, like that blew my mind. Now,
I want to hear in the chat, or and I don't know if the phone lines are open.
Well, there they are.
I want to know how you guys feel about that. You put yourselves in that position. How would you respond? And I want to hear or see it in the chat. You know, your thought process behind that video that we just.
I'm
we just
uncomfortable
watched.
with you walking in to a men's room the way you dress. You know what I'm saying? Just off of that alone, the fact that you want to get in there. If I had a daughter, for real, like Mark, you said,
Bro.
if a man was there, he wouldn't even try. He would have turned around and waited probably. You know what I'm saying? That shit is gross. And that's sick. And that's how I feel about it. I'm definitely on old girl time. Yeah.
he wouldn't done that though if it was a man. I'm telling you.
He should have waited. He should have went into the room where they have stalls equipped for dicks.
Yeah.
Porta potty.
That's what.
That's it. Like
I'm trying to find the law that student training access to the sheriff's battalion.
It definitely would make me feel uncomfortable
Man.
having my daughter.
Do you feel like it's unnecessary? This is the whole bringing together of the restrooms for transgender and women. Is this, and I mean, and even for men.
I don't like unisex bathrooms. I think that they need that, just like when they have men and that. Like here's the thing: you have
They actually do.
They don't consider themselves men, right? They don't consider themselves women, right? We have men bathrooms and women bathrooms, right? So since you don't consider yourself a man or a woman, you need a whole separate fucking bathroom. Because in any climate, whether he was a man going into the woman's bathroom with a little girl, or a man dressed as a woman going into the men's bathroom with a little boy, the climate is the same.
Yeah,
you need your own
you
bathroom.
Need your own, I do. Why? I wonder why are we getting? Because I feel like it is so insane to me. Like when I was watching that "What Is a Woman" documentary, and just to hear some of the psychologists say that the sex that the doctor gave you, that wasn't the sex that you were born as, but that's the sex that the doctor gave you. What is the ideology?
The doctor, you were born with the parts that you were born with.
It make me question, like, these doctors go to school all these years to study science and anatomy and this, and then you gonna sit up here and tell me, well, actually, there is another way that you can be born. So then, to me, that defeats all the years of school that these doctors go to. You go to school studying like human anatomy. It just depletes everything that's required of a doctor. That means I could just go in and just be a doctor at this point, and I could just say, "Oh no, that's clearly a man with a penis. He's not a man. He's a woman because he says so."
He's
that's because he says so.
So can I be a lizard
Wait. I don't know if I had this whole conversation. No, I got.
I want to be, and let me tell y'all, but I feel like be who you want to be in the world, because I don't want nobody to be like, y'all are, shaming, and y'all are being,
because that's what I and it makes me. I'm just gonna be honest.
I say that like this.
Hold on, before you do say that, it makes me feel a little uncomfortable because of the climate that we in surrounding this topic, and I don't want to make people feel uncomfortable, because I do have people tuning in. I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable. I am no way judging or any of that. It's not my job to judge. These are just opinions, and we're just sharing our feelings, just like anybody else would be entitled to share their.
To call in and share your
and share their experience or their thought process behind it. And I'm just saying, like, it, I feel like it's a bit uncomfortable.
But it's so crazy. Why do I have to say that? Why do I have to say that before I speak what I consider to me my truth?
Well, before we go into that, it's kind of, we see what's going on with the
Israel
and
do you condemn Hamas?
So
before we get into it,
when you see more people supporting the Palestine, you see people are being censored, and
I'm judging.
People are being censored. So I'm saying, like, it's the same thing with this conversation. It's only so much that you can say, and when you do say something, sometimes it tend to be taken the wrong way, and I don't want it to be.
And they play on that, right? Because like the dude said in the video, right, you need to mind your business before you get yourself into something that you don't want to get into, right? Like getting cancer. But guess what, though? How about, since we can't beat them, we join them?
Okay, let's join them.
So since we have Miss Rachel Dozier, right, who was transracial, who was a white girl who identified as being black, right? We have people who are trans age. You know what trans age is?
They feel like they're younger, but they older.
And they identify, they're old as hell, and they identify with being a baby. So they have people that wipe their ass, they wear diapers, and they get treated like a fucking toddler.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
No, I've seen that
You got trans.
Man,
how about this? You got trans-abled people, right? People who are able-bodied, just like me and you, but they identify with being handicapped. So they have handicap stickers, they have wheelchairs, and they get wheeled around like they handicapped.
They got one for the financial?
I was just about to get to that.
Oh, okay.
How about this? Because I said I'm trans financial. You can't beat them, join them. I feel like I identify as royalty, right? You know what I'm saying? Treat me like the billionaire that I identify as when I go to the bank with this $100 check and put the other extra zeros on there and give you my money. It's real easy. It's easier to turn me into a billionaire than it is to turn me into a woman. I got flagged on Facebook for saying that for 30 days. You know, I got put in Facebook jail for 30 days.
And that's crazy.
That's what I mean about it. The
censorship, and that's part of, like, we should be very concerned, because I'm noticing just how they're manipulating media in these platforms. How they're, and this is a sidebar a little bit, how they're playing with the propaganda in this very real genocide on Gaza. How they're manipulating the media, like how CNN is reporting. This is the same type of manipulation and censorship that we're seeing. What they saying there, it's hate speech when you speak against, and it's not even speaking against. It's just I'm your heterosexual opinion. With an opinion, just so, like you're. Are they but I'm not even hetero. It ain't even heterosexual. It's just I'm a person with an opinion. I live in a world and I have a view. And I'm just speaking on the view. Why is that considered
if
hate
I'm homophobe,
or discrimination?
Are you a straightphobe because you're against pro heterosexual relationships? Yeah. You feel like that's not natural?
Yeah, but I'm going to take it back to the analogy with Rachel Dozier, because I'm just sitting up here and I'm reading like a white woman identifying as black, and then she has said back in her interview with The Guardian back in, this was 2015, she was saying I wasn't identifying as black to upset people. I was just being me. So why were we so mad at Rachel Dozier for feeling like she was a black woman and identifying with being a black woman? Because I mean, we lit, you know what I'm saying, who don't want to be black. But she was out there, and then we turn around years later and black people, and we are fully standing up behind the gay movement who feel like I'm just being me. Why are y'all not mad at that, but we mad at Rachel Dolezal? Where's the hypocrisy in it? It's the double standard.
Why can't I identify as what I want to be then, right?
I'm a goddamn cheater. I'm a cheater tonight.
Well, that's what I said. That's
why I can't be that. And
that was my analogy about.
Who gonna tell me I'm not?
What's his name? D Wade, right?
Yeah.
And that's the analogy that a lot of people hate when I say, you know, when my son come home and because he likes Paw Patrol, if he identifies
Felix
as a
on the
puppy,
road.
if he identifies as a puppy, is it my job to not cultivate that and wrap a leash around his neck and walk around with him in the neighborhood on all fours and feed him out of a dog bowl because he identifies as a puppy?
Yeah.
I'm wrong if I don't do that nowadays.
Yeah, that's you wrong. But to me, you weird if you do that nowadays. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it makes it kind of like scary when you think at mentally where people
that's not the same,
where
Mark,
people are where we are mentally right now in the world. Like where we are mentally in the world right now, that shit is scary.
You know how they say it, and I said this. I feel like I said this on like 3 other podcasts this week.
A lot of people are sick and don't know it.
Mental health is real. Mental illness is real. It's gonna get worse before it get better. You know how they say that about the world? It's been said for a long time, right? I feel like now we done got to the point where we just celebrating going to hell. It's a party now.
Yeah.
And everybody's
we gonna die anyway. We're here for we here for a good time, not a long time.
Yeah,
I see that shit a lot.
So now it's just like this downward spiral that we in, it just turned into a party. We're celebrating it now, and it's the toxicity. Everybody's like, yeah, I'm toxic. I'm fucked up. I'm the worst kind of trash.
Are you toxic?
I'm the worst.
Yeah, I'm toxic. Like so, that's not okay.
Celebrating the negativity. We're you know what I'm saying, and cultivating. We're breeding it.
Yeah,
now.
we are.
You know what I'm saying? It's like we can't get ourselves right. So fuck it. We're just gonna go ahead and hit the gas on going down the hole.
And it make me feel like as a consciously aware person in constant pursuit of knowledge. And I posted James Baldwin's quote that he said, to be a Negro in this country and to be relatively conscious, you'll be it's like you're in a constant state of rage all the time. And that's what that shit look like to the unconscious. When you're conscious, you look crazy because you're constantly like, I have felt like that before. I was like, damn, I feel like I'm crazy for the shit that's going on, and it's a lot of shit that's wrong with what's going on. And you speak up on it, and people look at you like you crazy. Like, no, nigga, I'm not crazy.
And I think
y'all crazy.
Well, I don't know what conversation about relationships we was having. We were talking about nipping shit in the bud before it snowballs into a bigger problem. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of like what we try to do with the world today. But there's so many problems, like you said, it'll make you come off as crazy for you to be, this is the problem. This is everything. All of the problems,
like a lot.
Yeah. You come off as one of these doom and gloom type motherfuckers. It's always, just anticipating the end of the world and shit like that. If you really talk about and pinpoint all of the things that you see as issues in the world.
Yeah, and I'm reading Tracy Jacobs on the video that we posted. She said, "My child is my business, and my young daughters don't need to be in the bathroom with someone sporting a dick." And I feel like that now. She would have been well within her rights, no question. I ain't gonna even make this a question. She would have been well within her right to do whatever she had to do, because at that point you are an imminent threat to me to fuck you up at that door about my child. She would have been well within her right, but you know what? It probably would have been assault. It would have been probably considered assault or hate crime.
Hate crime,
and that's the part that makes this dangerous. Like, I'm a parent protecting my child in the bathroom. And here go a man this is a man dressed as a woman trying to enter the bathroom with my child. And some people may be like, oh, but y'all always feel like the transgenders are like pedophiles or something, they're trying to they just want to use the bathroom. Then motherfucker, go use your bathroom. Go use your bathroom.
I don't have one.
And even as a person, as an adult,
and then how about this?
As an adult, I'm not gonna go into a bathroom with a child.
That's what I'm about to say. Why is such an emphasis on you trying to go in there when the kid is in there? If you're not a pedophile, why can't you wait? And you got a dick, you could have pissed on the side of the fucking building.
Man,
I was just over here reading about his name is John Money, I think that's his name.
Oh, that sick bastard. Oh yeah, they don't talk about him though.
Yeah, so
they don't talk about John Money.
So
there is a documentary, y'all, on John Money too.
So,
she about to tell you.
So I just want to. I'm about to read up on it because I feel like people don't understand and I'm pretty sure he was a part of. I don't know if he was the start of the transgender, but just some history on it. But John Money did a gender experiment in the 1960s, and he did them on the Reimer twins. And basically to summarize it, David Reimer, David, was born in 1965. He had a MZ twin brother. I don't know what the MZ mean, but when he was 8 months old, his penis was accidentally cut off during surgery. His parents contacted John Money, a psychologist who was developing a theory of gender neutrality.
Accidentally.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't heard nothing
His theory
yet.
claimed that a child would have the gender identity she was raised with rather than the gender identity corresponding to the biological sex. David's parents brought him up as Girl Money, wrote extensively about this case, claiming it supported his theory. However, Brenda, as he was named, was suffering from severe psychological and emotional difficulties, and in her teens, when she found out, now mind, this is a boy, but converted to a girl, when she found out what had happened, she reverted back to being a boy. This case study supports the influence of testosterone on gender development, as it shows that David's brain development was influenced by the presence of this hormone, and its effects on gender identity was stronger than the influence of a social factor. Just to shorten it, it was just a part that stood out to me when I was reading it. It says, throughout his childhood, David was never informed that he was biologically a male and that he was an experimental subject in a controversial investigation to bolster Money's belief in the theory of gender neutrality that nurture, not nature, determines gender identity and sexual orientation. Let me see. So it says, anyway, he said he claimed that David behaved like a little girl and did not demonstrate any of the boyish mannerism of his twin brother, Brian. Money would publish this data to reinforce his theories on gender fluidity and justify that gender identity is primarily learned. But to gump it, it has nothing to do with it being learned. There is a hormone inside of us that we don't just say because of society, this is what a man acts like and this is what a female acts like. It's that hormone.
And then part of it is learned is you being instructed by people who have sensed the body parts that you have and what they're for.
Right.
I want to also, because I'm glad we're on the lines of this, it's called gender dysphoria.
Well, that's also what's mentioned here. That's what's mentioned here.
A sense of unease that a person may have because of a mismatch between their biological sex and their gender identity. The sense of unease or dissatisfaction may be so intense it can lead to depression and anxiety and have a harmful impact on daily life. Some of the signs of gender dysphoria is the wish to have sex characteristics of another gender, preferring clothes or hairstyles typical of another gender, reject gender norms and stereotypes, discomfort or distress at being treated as assigned gender at birth or preferring toys typical of another gender, and he, she, they is desiring pronouns that are not typical of the genders assigned at birth. But to elaborate a little bit on Dr. John Money, who was a sexologist and psychologist who performed experiments on babies as young as a month old.
Right.
He was a psychologist, y'all, from 1921 to 2006. He was a psychologist that kind of pushed the ideology, and they don't talk about this whole ideology in New Zealand, the trans ideology, where it is, he believed that biological sex didn't determine one's gender identity.
But nature does.
Mm-hmm. And New Zealand-born Money was a pioneer in his field of sexuality. Like, he performed experiments to see when a baby would experience arousal. He recorded that a baby was became aroused as young as, I think, a month old.
But I wanted to piggyback.
He was very sick.
I wanted to piggyback off of what you said about gender dysphoria, because it says here, according to John Money's studies, in reality, though, David was never happy. This is one of his experiences. Was never happy as a girl. He rejected his female identity and experienced severe gender dysphoria. And we're talking about the 1920s, where this gender dysphoria is not just a new term that was just birthed today. This is stemming back from the beginning of time with the trans ideology. But it says he would complain to his parents and teachers that he felt like a boy and would refuse to wear dresses or play with dolls. He was severely bullied in school and experienced suicidal depression throughout adolescence. But it says David Reimer underwent treatments to reverse the assignments such as testosterone injections and surgeries to remove his breast and reconstruct his penis.
Yeah. That whole ideology was based off of sexual and experimentation with the Reimer boys. Like he would ask them to take off their clothes and play thrusting movements to get whatever. Yeah, he was a very sick man. But these are the and he has a I think like a building at a campus at a college. Like this man has a this whole study on him is a real thing. Like they use his ideologies and his theories still at the school. And just going into the sick nature, I just think of this country altogether and how they use this. This should be banned. This type of treatment and this type of thought process and even inducting it into school studies. Yes, this shouldn't even be legal to do. Like, why are we even still using his theories and his ideology? I'm glad that we know, that this man existed, and that's
like mutilation.
It is. Well, the drugs that they give the teens that are going through that process, I heard, is like a form of mutilation. It stops their hormones, their natural hormones from evolving and all kind of stuff. They use the pills. I think he was like, it's like a castration. It's horrible. Yeah, so that's why I be looking around in this world, like I said, just coming into information and you becoming more aware. It's scary. It's scary, and I think that's the part that I'm dealing with where I'm at now, coming into all of this and seeing things with a clear, like the veil has been lifted for me. How do I interact in this world knowing what I know? You know what I'm saying? Without being
it definitely changes
angry.
How you maneuver and shit.
Man, like, because I've never been this conscious. This is a new state of consciousness for me. I swear, it's a new state of consciousness for me, and it's scary to me. And I just like, what do I do with this information? Like, and it's...
This whole conversation remind me of this segment that Alex Jones used to do on his shit called Prison Planet. And that just speak enough for itself. Prison planet. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter where we at on this planet, we still, you know what I'm saying, in prison.
Yeah.
Making a long story short.
We are. Got to make this shit. We all in an open air prison, in a sense. With some privileges. But shit, niggas definitely damn near ain't got that. And I'm definitely, next, because we about to close shop here shortly. But in the next episode, I definitely want to discuss what's going on in Mississippi. The police is burying black men in Mississippi without telling their families. Yeah, so I've been Attorney Crump is all over that. I don't know if y'all been seeing that, but we're gonna talk about that next Sunday. These men have been abused by police to the point where they've died, and they bury them with wallets, everything. And how one of the families ended up finding out is she happened to see the list of police fatalities and brutal police killings. She seen her brother on there. Mind you, they haven't heard from him probably in a couple weeks or so. Saw her brother's name on there, and she was like, "God damn, this is my goddamn brother." Right. And ended up reaching out to the police, and then I guess they took her to the site where he was buried at, had the wallet on him and everything, and it was sure enough him. So we're gonna talk about that next Sunday. Damn. But yeah, I enjoyed y'all tonight. I hope that y'all enjoyed the Frame the Mind podcast tonight. I'm always trying to bring information to enlighten our people and to have discussions about real things that from our experience and stuff. I'm glad that you guys were a part of this tonight and discussed this with us. I enjoy each and every last one of y'all. And do y'all have anything y'all want to say before?
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just, giving a quote of encouragement going into the new week here. And may it apply to those it's for. But this quote is by Michelle Obama. And it's, there's power in allowing yourself to be known and heard, in owning your unique story and using your authentic voice. And there's grace in being willing to know and hear others.
I love that.
I leave y'all with that.
Yeah, I think that's a good note to leave it on. I ain't gonna even hit y'all with the Jerry Boy tonight. I think Michelle Obama definitely was the way to go out.
Yeah, gotta give Michelle her
flowers.
Yeah.
I appreciate y'all. Y'all stay warm. Y'all see we got some snow today. Michigan is definitely on Michigan time now.
Yeah, and y'all be careful out here too. If you have to go out, please be careful, because you'll see we're approaching cooler weather now. And it's
slick ass road.
Yes, it is. My tires definitely did. These are new tires. I'm trying to figure out why they like that, because I got tread on that boy.
You do?
Yeah.
And you was still.
Man, it was like
I'm right through.
Shit.
I'm gonna have to go up there and see about it.
I'm skating right through.
Damn, yeah, you drive like your car got a bomb in it. I'd be like, damn.
Listen,
like,
I definitely when I rode with Emmett, I definitely was like, shit,
I'd be holding on to the door. I'd be like, damn.
I was like, he driving his damn car like it's a Mazda.
Yeah, I'm trying to, man.
This boy got a luxury car. He driving it like it's a Mazda around the city.
Snowmo activated. Okay, Stephanie, like it's time to get back into, because the summer me was definitely having a hard time adjusting. It was like hell no, we won't go. But we here now. We here now.
It's here.
Michigander in full effect.
Yes.
Nasty.
All right, y'all.
Well,
I appreciate y'all. Love, peace, and so it's like
what?
Warning. You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio. 7 Mile Radio.